Sahih al-Bukhari 1771, 1772. Narrated Aisha. Safiya got her menses on the night of Nafr, departure from Hajj, and she said, I see that I will detain you. The Prophet said, Akra halka. Did she perform the tawaf on the day of Nar, slaughtering? Somebody replied in the affirmative. He said, then depart. Different narrators mention that, Aisha said, we set out with Allah's apostle, from Medina, with the intention of performing Hajj only. When we reached Mecca, he ordered us to finish the Ihram. When it was the night of Nafr, departure, Safiya bint Huyai got her menses. The Prophet said, Halka Akra. I think that she will detain you, and added, did you perform the tawaf, al-Afada, on the day of Nar, slaughtering? She replied, yes. He said, then depart. I said, O Allah's apostle, I have not done the Umrah. He replied, perform Umrah from Tanim. My brother went with me and we came across the Prophet, in the last part of the night. He said, wait at such and such a place. Sahih al-Bukhari 1773. Narrated Abu Hurairah. Allah's Messenger said, the performance of Umrah is an expiation for the sins committed, between it and the previous one. And the reward of Hajj Mabrur, the one accepted by Allah, is nothing except paradise. Sahih al-Bukhari 1774. Narrated Ibn Jurayj. Ikrimah bin Khalid asked Ibn Umar about performing Umrah before Hajj. Ibn Umar replied, there is no harm in it. Ikrimah said, Ibn Umar also said, the Prophet had performed Umrah before performing Hajj. Narrated Ikrimah bin Khalid. I asked Ibn Umar the same, as above. Sahih al-Bukhari 1775, 1776. Narrated Mujahid. Urwa bin Zubair and I entered the mosque of the Prophet and saw Abdullah bin Umar sitting near the dwelling place of Aisha, and some people were offering the duha prayer. We asked him about their prayer and he replied that it was a heresy. He, Urwa, then asked him how many times the Prophet had performed Umrah. He replied, 4 times, one of them was in the month of Rajab. We disliked to contradict him. Then we heard Aisha, the mother of faithful believers, cleaning her teeth with sawak in the dwelling place. Urwa said, O mother of the believers, don't you hear what Abu Abdurrahman is saying? She said, what does he say? Urwa said, he says that Allah's Messenger performed 4 Umrah and one of them was in the month of Rajab. Aisha said, may Allah be merciful to Abu Abdurrahman. The Prophet did not perform any Umrah except that he was with him, and he never performed any Umrah in Rajab. Sahih al-Bukhari 1777. Narrated Urwa bin Zubair. I asked Aisha whether the Prophet had performed Umrah in Rajab. She replied, Allah's Messenger never performed any Umrah in Rajab. Sahih al-Bukhari 1778. Narrated Qatada. I asked Anas how many times the Prophet had performed Umrah. He replied, 4 times. 1. Umrah of Hudaybiyah in Dayal Quwayda when the pagans hindered him. 2. Umrah in the following year in Dayal Quwayda after the peace treaty with them, the pagans. 3. Umrah from Al-Jarana where he distributed the war booty. I think he meant the booty of the battle of Hunain. I asked, how many times did he perform Hajj? He, Anas, replied, once. Sahih al-Bukhari 1779. Narrated Qatada. I asked Anas about the Prophet's Umrah, and he replied, the Prophet performed Umrah when the pagans made him return, an Umrah of Al-Hudaybiyah the next year, and another Umrah in Dayal Quwayda, and another Umrah in combination with his Hajj. Sahih al-Bukhari 1780. Narrated Hammam. The Prophet performed 4 Umrah, 3 in Dayal Quwayda except the 1 Umrah which he performed with his Hajj, his Umrah from Al-Hudaybiyah, and the one of the following year, and the one from Al-Jarana where he distributed the booty of the battle of Hunain, and another Umrah with his Hajj.